Going. As you're coming in, let me know where you're listening from, where you're coming in, and a like is going to go a long way, so that would be huge. All right. Whoops. Here we go. Alrighty, so today we're covering a fun topic. Today we're covering the traffic campaign, the Facebook ads traffic campaign. As you know, there's 11 different objectives that you can choose from in Facebook. So the one that we're going with today is the Facebook ads traffic objective. Technically, that is its full name. So the traffic ads objective, that is the that's really the most versatile type of campaign that you can launch. So that's really why I wanted to make this video right now. It's because it's going to give you a good glimpse of what Facebook advertising can do for you. Now, many of you are real estate agents, and that is awesome. Thank you so much for being part of the community. But this type of video will appeal to really any individual, any homeowner. I'm in real estate mode, but anybody looking to leverage Facebook ads for their business, whether they're in a service business, a product business, any type of business, Facebook ads is something that a lot of businesses want to crack the code on. So this is really the best way to get started, in the sense of you have the most flexibility on what to do. If you want to drive traffic to YouTube, as an example, you can run a traffic campaign. If you want to launch, or you want to send traffic over to a website, to a landing page, to a storefront, well, an online storefront, if you will, it really will allow you to send traffic wherever you want. So it gives you the biggest flexibility. So that's really the big leverage. This is something that whenever we're talking about a new feature, whenever we're talking a new application when it comes to Facebook ads, it's this campaign objective that gets the biggest boost, actually the first dibs. So give you one quick example. Whenever Facebook allowed call only ads, where people can click on the ad and actually call you directly from it, that the first campaign objective to receive that type of capability was a Facebook traffic campaign. So the Facebook traffic campaign is the one that's going to give you the most flexibility on how to advertise, but on advertising, but also it's going to receive the most features. It just will. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do a quick screen share and get going. We want to get through this in a very respectable amount of time. So we're here in the ads manager. Now to get here, all you have to do is go to business.facebook.com/ads manager, and you end up right here. Now you can click through from your personal page over here, but it's no use me recording kind of where you're going from the personal page, because it moves all of the time. So it's not very good in that regard. So as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way, and also let me know where you're listening from. Love to hear from you. And any questions that come up. Most importantly, this is really why I want to do this live in an interactive part, because at this point you can reach out and just comment, and we'll make sure that that I address the question at hand, as opposed to you holding on to the question and trying to figure it out yourself. So these were the 11 campaign objectives that I was mentioning. You have 2 on the awareness side, and 6 on the consideration side, and then you have the conversion side. So just think of this: top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Just think of it that way in terms of intentionality from the consumer standpoint. And the campaign that we're talking about today is the traffic campaign. That's the one that we're going to go through. This one has the most features for you. So this is really, if you're looking for a video that's going to get you started on Facebook ads today, this is actually it. Because again, it gives you the most options. So here you can go ahead and name them. This is a newer feature. It's been out several months, but it's a newer feature that you can now name your campaign ahead of time, because oftentimes what we do is we forget to label them. But I'm not going to label them from the start. I want you to see kind of how we do this. All right, so when it comes to the naming convention, what's most important here is giving yourself the opportunity of just looking at the campaign name, at the ad set name, at the ad name, and just giving yourself an opportunity to identify what's actually within that campaign. So here, I don't know what type of ad we're going to run today. I didn't really think that far ahead, but I know that this is a traffic campaign. So what I like to do at the campaign level, I like to call out the type of campaign that we're running. So this is a traffic campaign. If it was a lead campaign, you can kind of see it over here. I would put that it's a lead campaign. or the name of the campaign, and then over here, the type of ad that we're running. So here, let's go ahead and say price drop as an example. So we're going to go down since most of the viewers are real estate agents, we're going to stay with the real estate industry. And I'll also share kind of different ideas if you have storefronts, if you have more physical products as opposed to a service product. So you're going to get the full effect when it comes to traffic campaigns. So we're going to run we're going to run a price drop ad, and the campaign that we're running is a traffic campaign. So these are the two things that are important to me. So I'm just going to copy this because I'm going to need this later. Now, since we're going to run a housing ad or a real estate ad, we do have to call out that this falls within the special ad category. This means that we're running either a credit, employment, housing, or elections type of an ad. So we need to toggle this on, and you see that the categories start. The drop down shows up, so you select what type of advertising you're launching. So here we're going to go with housing, credit, employment, housing, and then social issues, elections, or politics. If you're running any type of ad that has to do with these 4 categories, you 100% have to select this. In fact, if you try to get bypass this and you say, well, I'm a real estate agent and I'm just advertising that I'm a real estate agent, I'm not offering anybody any services. Well, because you are advertising that you're a real estate agent, you are, of course, advertising to get clients. So Facebook is going to find that, and you're not going to be able to bypass this system right here, because you're going to either get rejected, or if you continue doing it over and over and over and Facebook identifies an habitual pattern of you doing it, then you have a good chance of your ad account being terminated altogether. So just go ahead and call this out immediately, because it's going to save you a lot of time, energy, money in the long run. When it comes to the rest of the details, there's not much that you can change. So it's going to be auction, traffic. You're not going to change the type of campaign that you're launching. This is a reason that we're launching a traffic campaign. The A/B testing, this is something that I do manually, and the way that I achieve a manual split test is by me finishing the campaign all the way through and then duplicating. If I'm duplicating the ads and I want to split test some images, then I'm going to duplicate from the ad level, and I'm going to change the images. So if that's the only thing I'm split testing or testing, that's how I would do it. If I'm split testing an audience as an example, then I would duplicate the ad set, and then I would select a new audience. So a quick summary here before we keep going forward. Right here, what we're selecting is the type of ad that we're launching. So this, if we're running a video views ad, if we were running a messenger ad, if we were running a lead generation ad, this is the objective that we're choosing right now. This is what our goal is, the type of ad that we're running. Here's we select who is going to see our ads and where they're going to see them. So this means geographically, are we advertising to the entire country or to a specific city? And then also we get to select, are we advertising on Instagram or are we advertising on Facebook? So we're selecting where we want geographically and who we're targeting, but also where from a placement perspective. And you'll see what that looks like here shortly. And then the ad is us selecting what we actually want to show. Do we want to advertise via video? Do we want to advertise via an image? It's the front-facing side. All right, so campaign budget optimization. This, I will leave this one selected. I very rarely do, but campaign budget optimization is basically you selecting the budget up front, so at the campaign level as opposed to the ad set level. Since you're going to select everything at the campaign level, well, once you go through and create your campaign, you're locked into your type of campaign. So this means that if I'm running a traffic campaign, which we are right now, I won't be able to change down the road, let's say tomorrow, to a lead generation campaign. I would have to create an entirely new campaign. So what you're doing right now is you're locking in the type of campaign that you're running, but you're also selecting your budget from the outset. So you're saying this type of campaign, I want to run $20 a day, and then every time I split test via a ad set or an ad, I'm locked into whatever the campaign is until I change it. So the campaign budget is until I change that. But the type of campaign you cannot change. So just be aware of that. The budget, the amount you can change back and forth, but by you selecting the campaign budget optimization right here, what you're telling Facebook is, if I split test an ad set or if I split test an ad, I want you, Facebook, to go ahead and optimize my budget, where Facebook is going to see the types of ads and it's going to drive, let's just say, $18 to one campaign and then $2 to the other. I'm sorry, $18 to one ad set and then $2 to the other. So here it's selecting where the budget is going to go. I personally do not like that. I would much rather allocate this budget myself. $5 to a certain ad set, $5 to another ad set, $5 to another ad set, $5 to another ad set, as opposed to giving Facebook that liberty of saying, well, here are 4 ad sets. Do of them whatever you wish. I don't really like that, but we're gonna go ahead and run it this type of campaign budget optimization, because they've been saying for 2 years that this is going to be the primary mode of advertising, of running your ads, but they haven't changed it. So it's been 2 years of them actively saying that, which we're fine with. All right, so now what we're doing is we have the traffic campaign, and now this is a type of ad that we're going to launch. Now I have to say what type of interest, and this is just my personal preference, who I'm targeting. Because for me, I know my constants, I know where I'm marketing generally, I know the placements that I'm marketing in generally. The only thing that's a huge variable for me is the interest, and I'll show you what that means. So choose where you want to drive traffic. You'll enter more details about the destination later. So this are different, this is different ways that you're gonna drive traffic, but in all reality, if you select Messenger, what that's gonna do, it's gonna change the type of campaign that you're launching. It's not gonna be a traffic one any longer. So we're not gonna worry about this. We're gonna go with website. You can run ads to an app, but in this case, there's actually an objective that says app. So this is gonna basically kick you out over there. Dynamic creative. I'm not gonna worry about dynamic creative, but just so you see what it actually does, provide creative elements such as images, headlines, and will automatically generate combinations optimized for your audience. Variations may include different formats or templates based on one or more elements. So basically what you're adding is so many different images, so many different headlines in like a hodgepodge, just all these ingredients, and then Facebook is going to go through and deliver those in a dynamic way, in a different way. So optimizing the chances of it actually working for you. We're not going to worry about that today, but that's what basically is happening there. And then if you have a product, if in the service, and you want to offer a discount, then this is the opportunity for you to do that. You just select offer, select the page, and then create the offer of what you're offering. The budget and schedule, notice that there's nothing for us to select here because we selected the campaign at the campaign. We selected the budget at the campaign level right there. So we don't have anything to worry about here. We can select an end date if we want, or if we wanted to select when we want our ads to run, have daily limits, you can do that here. All right. Now, audiences. Audiences is relatively undisturbed. The big difference here is, since we're running a special ad category, there are some restrictions. Your minimum radius that you can advertise, so the smallest radius that you can have is a 15-mile radius. You have to advertise to anybody above 18 years of age. So that's change number 2. Change number 3 is that both genders, male and female, they're going to get advertised to. And then when it comes to targeting, you cannot change demographics and you cannot change behavior. So you can't target based off of if they're parents, or you can't advertise based off of if they're looking to buy or sell a home or looking to move, is what used to be available there. But the demographics and interest, they're done away with. However, you are able to target based off of interest, so what they're interested in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Dallas as an example, right there. And we're going to go to people living in this location. So let's just say that we only wanted to target people that were in this area. And you're going to see that the rest of this is pretty much set in stone. And then here you can add interests like Zillow. You can add interests like Trulia. You can add interests like homes.com. You can add several other interests. So I'll select this and I'll show you suggestions. So you have some other interests. Notice that they're all interests over here that you can target. And a good exercise for you as you get acclimated with Facebook is by going to the browse, going to interests, and seeing all the different interests that you can target. This will give you a good understanding of what's even out there. So you saw there kind of very quickly was somebody's interested in landlording. So there you go. That might be an investor, right? So these are all different interests that you can target. Backing up for a quick second, here you have the saved audience. So you can call back an audience that you have saved in the past. So if you took a long time creating the exact audience that you wanted, then you can save that audience. Now, you can also upload a custom audience. So that's something that you bring to the table. You can upload your database onto Facebook, and it's a custom audience to you. It's only you that is able to use this type of audience. Or you can create a lookalike audience. Now, a lookalike audience will look at the custom audience that you created and try to find more people like that within Facebook. Now, that's a lookalike audience. Now, what I just went through was if you had not highlighted the special ad category. I know this is going to get very technical, but the special ad category, remember, if you're running an ad for employment, credit, housing, or elections, then you're under a special ad category. And that means that you have to select the special ad category. And because you select the special ad category, that last audience that I gave you, the lookalike audience, sorry, I have something in my eye. That lookalike audience is not available to you. What's available to you in this world would be a special ad audience. I know it's a little bit different. So they're saved, custom, and then in our world, since we're running a housing ad, it's a special ad audience. I know. It's the special ad audience is basically a watered down version of the lookalike audience. I know. It's a bit much. So I should not have gone into that level of detail, but I want to give more than I get. When it comes to placements, we have automatic placements and then we have manual placements. So what this means is if I click manual placements, it details all of the places that your ad will run. So if I leave this on basically and do nothing here, then I'm basically running an automatic placements. So this is saying, hey, run the ads everywhere when I select automatic placements. But the reason that you don't want to go ahead and do that from the jump is because you want to be able to split test where you're running ads. So here you're going to see me do something. I'm going to exclude all the other ads. The reason being is because formatting can be an issue. The news feed that you receive on your Facebook versus your stories, that's a different, those are different dimensions. So you have to create assets, images or videos that actually are formatted in the correct way to maximize your exposure. You want a consumer experience that's pleasant, not one that looks like you just slapped something in together. All right. So that is something that we want to take into consideration. Now, also, let me check one thing real quick. I see a comment here. So I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. The downside. All right. So Victor, hey, I appreciate the fire emojis. Thank you. And over here, suppose use Redx to locate 500. Can I upload them and create a custom audience? Tom, that's a great question. If you're able, so suppose Redx can locate 500 nearby homeowners. I am not sure if Redx will allow you to download the emails and the phone numbers directly into a CSV file or an Excel file. I am not aware of that. I don't think it was Redx. Who was it? It could have been Redx, but whenever I was doing some work for some prospecting, that was a downside with one of those types of websites. I could not download the emails and the phone numbers. That is something that they'll allow you to download everything else, the addresses and all that fun stuff, but the downside is they won't allow you to download the emails and the phone numbers. So whenever you're you have that list, what's valuable to you is that email and that phone number to do exactly precisely what you just said. So if it allows you to download that, just phone numbers, they do allow it. Do they allow the emails as well? Do they have that on their in their arsenal? So if they allow you to download the actual phone numbers, great. That would be perfect. Well, not ideal, but that would be great. Where you can upload that custom audience onto Facebook. There's nothing wrong with that. You do have to detail where that list came from, which it would be a third party at this point, but you would be able to upload it. Ideally, you want to be able to upload the phone and the email, because not everybody has uploaded or done that double verification with Facebook. So you want to maximize the chances of Facebook actually finding that profile, and an email really helps you. So most people start with the email first, and then some of them will add the phone number later. So that's a great question. So to answer your question, yes, you are able to upload the database that you get from a third party such as Redx, and then create your own custom audience. So then you're only speaking to homeowners. That's a great strategy, and something that we teach. Alrighty, so when it comes to the placements, the reason that we are being very selective with the placements is 1, past experience, 2 is the interface or the experience, where we only want to provide the best experience for our clients. So running an ad in a story, but it's in a square as opposed to the actual vertical that it requires, then that's problematic. And then 3, it allows you, by running ads this way in a segmented way, it allows you to split test. This will allow you to see, am I getting more traffic and cheaper traffic and better conversions through Facebook newsfeed or through Instagram? So it gives you that comparison. That way, you don't have to guess or have to spend money on Instagram. If none of your clients are coming from Instagram, then you can focus all of your budget on Facebook. There you don't have to go back and forth trying to figure out which is going to give you a better result. All right. So going to the next one. So you can see here, what I'm going to do now is I am going to copy my name. So remember, campaign, who you're targeting here. So this is the ad set, and then the type of ad that you're running, which is going to be the price drop ad. All right, so you're going to select the page. If you're running an ad over on Instagram, you can connect your Instagram. But if you're not and don't have, or let's just say you are running an ad in Instagram, but you don't have an Instagram account, that is absolutely okay. No big deal. You can actually still run your ad anyway. It's just going to pull from your Facebook, but ideally connect your Instagram and advertise from there as well. All right, so you can create an ad, use an existing post, or use from the Creative Hub mockup. So a lot of folks don't know this. You can actually create a mockup and really focus on your ad, and then pull that in here so you can advertise from it. And then the format. So this goes back to the traffic campaign having the most robust features and being the most flexible. The Facebook traffic ad, or the Facebook traffic campaign, or the Facebook traffic objective, whatever you want to call it, gives you the most formatting options, gives you the most flexibility in your business. So here you can advertise via a single image or use a video. You can do a carousel. So a carousel, what this does basically is it creates individual cards, which if it loads up, you'll see here. So here's a card, here's the card, and you can add more and more cards. So you can edit one of these individually. So you're seeing them right here. You can upload an image or a video and put a headline, and then you can go over here, upload a image or a video, and then put that right there. All right, and then collection. So collection, group of items that opens up in a full screen mobile experience. So you save money is you only advertise on mobiles, because this is optimized for mobile. So if you're gonna do a collection, it's just like a fun little website that is pretty dynamic. It's pretty cool, but that's what that's about. Most of you are gonna wanna go to single image or video or a carousel. So if you are running a housing ad as an example, and you are doing a new construction community as another example, then I would highly encourage you to do a carousel and showcase different floor plans, showcase different parts of the community. All right, so let's keep going. I'm going to leave it as single image, and this is where you're going to add the images or videos. So hopefully I have a few here. This is my demo account, so I should. All right, so we're just going to use this, not too concerned about it. And then notice these are the dimensions, right? So if I only do the square, check out what happens. That's terrible. But now it's the rectangle. At the same time, you have that empty space. So make sure that you format your images correctly. But this looks just fine. This is perfect. This will work for us. Now, when it comes to the price, the primary text, since I committed to doing a price drop ad, I will you can email me for the price drop ad in addition to the conversion part on how to actually convert the price drop. But I will quickly pull up the ad copy so you don't have to guess at what it looks like. But if you don't want to write it from what you see on the screen in about 2 seconds, I will make sure. I'm sorry, if you don't want to write from what you're about to see on the screen, then I will just email admin@JaimeResendiz.com and we'll send that over to you. But for our purposes, this is what we're looking at. So the price drop on blank home for sale, and then you highlight a unique feature to the property and click learn more for whatever it is that you're offering. So reading this as it should be laid out. So price drop on Dallas home for sale, and then you're highlighting a unique feature to the property. So on a acre lot as an example, and then click learn more for pictures, price, location, and virtual tour. That's your lead magnet. So the property itself becomes the lead magnet. The reason that I like this type of ad is because it calls out investors. It brings people that are investors into the mix. And also it adds a sense of urgency given that right now there's really not many homes that are experiencing a price drop. So this means that this home is going to go quickly once that price, well, depends. If it's on the market that long or where it requires a price drop, there's going to be a lot more commotion. If they're still priced out of this world, then yeah, it's going to stay around for a little while. But price drop does bring you a good amount of buyer leads. So this is one of our preferred ads because it gives you very inexpensive leads. So headline, huge price drop, will sell fast. Boom. There you go. So if you want to add some emojis, I highly encourage it. So will sell fast, I would put the fire emoji. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do that here because you don't need to see me embed these emojis or anything. So if you want this ad copy and don't want to write these things down, then just email admin@JaimeResendiz and then my team will get that over to you. I'm more interested in you seeing how all of this works together. And then this is what I was talking about when we're looking at destination. Where in the destination or in this feature, you have that phone call option. So notice what happens when I go from website to phone. That goes away. So the phone, and you can also send it to a Facebook event. So this is that part of the traffic ad campaign, the traffic campaign objective. The traffic campaign is being the most flexible objective or that you can choose from with Facebook. So if you're looking to drive traffic to your website, if you're looking to drive traffic to X, Y, and Z, you're able to do this here. You can even do it directly to an event as you see here, or you can get people to call you directly. So you just put your phone number there and you're off to the races. But for our purposes, we're just going to leave the website. That's fine. I highly encourage you, whatever it is that you're advertising, get to the point. If you are advertising this right here, then I highly encourage you to send them to a landing page or a page that is its only purpose, its only mission in life is to give the lead magnet to the person that fills in their information, but also gives the people that land on that landing page the opportunity to give you their information. So that means that when they click through here, they're being asked to give you their name, their email, their phone number. If you can get away with it, the address. This type of campaign won't necessarily give you the address because it's not a seller type of a campaign. But That's what we're doing here. So when it comes to the website, you want to get to the point, because here they were on Facebook, they saw this ad, they weren't coming to Facebook and expecting to see this ad, but your ad was so powerful, so good, congratulations, that they decided to click through. And the moment that they clicked through, they were redirected away from Facebook. Now they're in a landing page, or now they're in a page that you control. So get to the point. They only want whatever it is that they were promised here. They don't want to hear about you. They don't want to know about you. They don't want to know anything. They just want to know about the house. I know it sounds a little bit callous, and I know that sounds a little bit counterintuitive to what we're trying to do. However, there are many strategies that happen before you get to this level. And then also there are many strategies that you can deploy after we get to this point that actually leads to a conversion. So as mentioned, if you're interested in the actual conversion strategy on this, then just email me and you'll get the ad copy and everything else at admin@JaimeResendiz.com. So admin@JaimeResendiz.com, and we'll get that over to you. So the rest of the information, you can change languages if you want. So people that have the Spanish language set up, then you can change it to Spanish if you want, but you're going to also want to translate it yourself. You don't want to focus, or you don't want to let them do their own translations. It's not going to be as effective. So then the rest of the tracking information is not going to be too important for what you're trying to achieve at the moment. It very much will, but right now that's another 2-hour video. So I don't want to bog down this particular live stream. And then you hit publish and you're on your way. So I'll just X out of this real quick to show you how I would split test. Here, had I gone to publish, it would go into Facebook, and it would take about, depending on when you're running the ads, it would take about, let's just say, it would take about, it could be a couple minutes, could be a couple of hours before it actually gets approved, but it is getting reviewed. Once it gets reviewed, then it starts being active. Then it goes from, well, right now it says in draft because I didn't hit publish, but if I would have hit publish, it would have said in review. So this would say in review. And then once it becomes active, it's going to say active. Hey, this is actively running. If I wanted to split test the audience as an example, if I wanted to split test, keep everything else the same, and if I want to split test the interest of Zillow, so people that are interested in Zillow, then I would come here, I would hit duplicate, and I would select only one duplicate. So I would duplicate right there. So again, I'm only split testing the audience. So here, what I would do would be, oops, actually I did select Zillow, so that's actually wrong. So this, how I fix this is I just go to that particular area, since I'm already targeting Zillow. Great mistake to find. So you can see how it's edited. I would go to Zillow, and then now I'm going to go back to the interest, this one, that the copy that I had just made, and now we're going to get rid of that. Now that makes that true. So that's how you go about split testing different audiences. If you want to split test the placements, then you go from, you unselect that, and then you go to Instagram, and then make sure that you call that out in your title so you don't get lost. Folks, it was absolute fun, absolute pleasure. If there's anything that I can do for you, feel free to reach out to me, admin@JaimeResendiz.com. That'll go straight to my team, and they'll triage it from there. If I can be of any service, please feel free to reach out. But outside of that, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.